Yeah, g'day YouTubers. Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Went out and cut about 2.5 cubic metres of firewood. Chainsaw that you can see is a MS181C Comfort saw. 043 gauge, 16-inch bar. Comes standard with that. And probably done about 400 cuts with it, you know, anywhere from 4 inches to 6 inches. And it started to get a little bit duller. So when I got home, I sharpened it up. Then I started cutting these up into smaller bits, and I thought, that's not cutting as good. It's cutting, but it's not cutting as good as what it was when I was out cutting, because it was a brand new chain. And I had a 100-foot roll of it, so I thought, I'm going to go have a look at that chain. And we'll just put a slide up here while we're talking. And we're looking at the inside. And if you look at the top plate cutting angle, you'll see underneath how it looks. Well, not looks. The top plate I thought was about 60 degrees, but it actually turns out that it's 50 degrees. And you can see it looks like that it's been ground with the edge of the wheel rather than the radius of the wheel. And it actually seemed to work a lot better. So the profile is 50 degrees on an Oregon grinder and 30 degrees on the top plate. And if we have a look on the outside of the side plate, you'll see it's more definable on the inside, but you'll see how it's got that little sharp little beak, even though it's semi-chisel. But you can imagine if that had a full chisel, that would definitely have a little pointy beak on it. So I thought, well, that's interesting. So what I decided to do was copy that profile. And normally when I copy a profile, I get a little bit of red texture. Bring the grinding wheel in there and adjust the top plate cutting angle, that's the head angle, tilt that till it seems like the wheel is sitting in there, and then I generally start to dress the wheel. And then I might take a very, very light pass, just to see where it's taking the texture off and where I've got to go. So in the end, and I'll just put the template up, the still metal template. If you have a look, and I'll put an arrow on that, you can see where it's got a little bit more of a radius on the left side. That's the side where the wheel comes into the tooth. So it's not symmetrical, because I'm not really worried about the other side. I'm only worried about the left side, the part that grinds the tooth. So definitely the side of the wheel is being used on the top plate cutting angle at 50 degrees rather than at 60. So I'm running 50 degrees, much more aggressive angle. It's durable, and I've done 400 cuts, probably 400 before I had to start sharpening. Could have went longer, probably done 500 cuts, maybe. But I don't like the chains getting dull, puts more strain on the saw and everything else, so when I feel it dropping off. And I'm only lucky if I take 0.1 of a mil off it. Hardly take anything off it with a chainsaw grinder. So that's my recipe that I'm going to sort of stick with on a 3/8 low profile on a small saw. It's really a great idea to actually test a chain on a small saw, because if you've got a large, powerful saw, then it's not really a good way to test the chain, because the saw's that powerful, it'll pull any profile through no matter what you do if you've got a powerful saw. So when you've got a saw like this, it's fantastic to experiment, whether you're running full chisel or semi-chisel, to find out what's the most durable and what cuts well. Even though when I ground it at 60 degrees, it was still cutting, but it wasn't cutting as good. I reckon there was a good 20 to 25% improvement putting it at 50 degrees and having the side of the wheel coming right into the top plate cutting angle. I'm seeing that on a lot of chains on full chisels where the side of the wheel is being used on the depth of the top plate. The top plate on a standard 3/8 chain is about 1.5 millimeters in thickness by the time it reaches the working corner. And I'm seeing a straight angle on there rather than a curve. But certainly 50 degrees worked much better than 60. So yeah, I'm just sharing the information. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.